Hi, Laura here from Mountain Mud Pottery. Today I'm going to show you how to make plates using 3 different techniques. I've got some clay wedged up already, so I'm just going to go ahead and start. So now I'm going to show you how to throw a plate on the wheel using a PVC pipe. It is a bit of a hack and I love it. It's very, very easy once you get the hang of it. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do this. This is about 4 pounds of clay. It'll make a nice size plate, and I probably about a 10 to 11 inch plate. I always start every piece I put on the wheel or the bat, I kind of chop a bit of the clay down, and then I run a dry finger along the bottom, and this just helps the clay stay on the wheel head or the bat. And then I'm just going to cone up and down a few times to get it ready and to get it centered well. Bring it down a bit more in kind of a frisbee shape. I also want to keep taking the water off the bat or the wheel head. You don't want a lot of water sitting on that. So about there should be good. And then I flatten the top with the heel of my hand. Typically at this point, if I was throwing a plate, I would open it in the center to then bring the clay out to make a plate. With the PVC, I am going to wet it generously. And also I am going to make sure that the frisbee part is fairly wet. This takes a bit of strength and stability, so I'm just going to put the PVC pipe in the middle and push down. It does dry out a bit after, so I take it off, take off the excess, and re-wet the pipe and get that clay off there. And again, make sure this is wet. So it kind of sticks, and that's when I know I need to take it off and start again. So then the 4 pounds is a bit to deal with, so it'll take a few tries. So you can see it's flattening quite nicely. And then again, just re-wet it. And I do it until I reach the edge of my bat, just because I made a few of these and I know that's the size that I want it. So this is flattened all the way now, and I usually take it over the edge a little bit, over the edge of the bat, just because usually the edge is a little bit uneven. So then I just take my pin tool and then just run it along the edge and then remove that a little bit and put that aside to go into my recycle bucket. From there, to make the rim part of it, I take my wooden tool with the edge like that, and I put it underneath the clay and just bring it up very slowly. I've got my wheel head speed slower, otherwise I'd lose it. And once I have it up like that, then I take the tool, the other end of the tool, I wet my left hand and hold it under the rim like that to stabilize the rim. And then I just take the wet tool and just simply fold it over as I'm holding it with my left hand for stability. And then make a nice edge for a nice dinner plate. And this is about 4 pounds of clay, and it'll make a plate, once it's all finished, about 11 inches. So once I finish throwing this plate, I would leave it sit overnight. I would not undercut it with my wire tool just yet. Because it's so wet, the tool would more than likely come through the plate, and I would ruin the plate. So I'll leave this overnight, and then tomorrow I would undercut it, and I'll show you at that point what I do with it beyond that. I love this method of making plates. It is such an easy hack, and it makes the plates consistent. Every plate will be the same size and the same thickness. I hope you try it. It's a great method to work with plates. This is a plate that I made yesterday using the PVC hack method, and it has been sitting up overnight, so now I can undercut it. Using a thick wire tool, holding it taut, and I support it with my hip actually, and holding it firm with my left hand and pulling it around with my right. And make sure you hold it right to the very end, otherwise it kind of goes up and cuts it. Then I don't want that, it's still wet on the bottom, I don't want it sitting on the wet clay or it'll just stick again. So I'm taking a bat, laying it on top, flipping it over, and then I can release it. And it looks just perfect there. Then I take my scraper, scrape the clay off the bat, and then I just reverse that process and flip it back over. The reason I want to flip it back over is so it'll remain flat. If I left it upside down, it would sink. And then it's still quite wet. I may do a bit further trimming, but I will let this dry till probably tomorrow, and then I will give it another final trim. That was the second method of making plates in this series, so please watch for the third method coming up on my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.